A little bit further. Yep.
Oh, this is the one with the wonky leg.
Oh.
This,
Is that one recording?
yes.
But I'm glad because, again, when I'm on Legendary People podcast, I can't ask the controversial questions. I keep it all PG, so I get to come here and be like reverse world.
Be a problem, yes.
Yeah, I get to be reverse world over here, which I'm cool with that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Peanut, did you happen to notice my personal vintage muscle magazine collection?
I did not. That's lit.
Yeah, check it out. This is Muscle and Fitness. They're vintage.
They're vintage.
This is hard.
And then what else is like Stereo Review magazine?
Some
Like
old ass-
vintage.
Look at them. Hey, matter of fact, we had a vision board party on Monday, and I brought a bunch of old magazines too, which is ironic. That it had like an old box, big old TV with the booty still on. You know what I'm talking about? The big ass.
Oh
TV,
yeah, what booty?
And it was for like $2,000. I'm like, times have changed.
$2,000.
$2,000 for that.
Oh my God.
Yes, the big TV with the booty. How about when I take one deep breath together? How about that? Welcome to the Vibe Hive.
Welcome to the Vibe.
Welcome to Vibe Hive, y'all.
For sure.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Vibe Hive. I'm the one that's too honest for her own good. And
I'm too nice for my own good.
And I'm just Dapper Dashes, you know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah,
Come on now.
We got P dashes in a hizzy. Come
Yeah,
on with
man.
it. Come
This
on
is just
with
getting
it.
it clear.
And I am Samurai West. This is Vibe Hive.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're actually interviewing myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Take
gonna
it
kick
away.
off. So, first question, I know a lot of people have been wanting to know this. How did you come up with your artist name?
Okay.
That's right.
So, and I have ADHD, so I think about all these. I almost went answering it a totally different way. Like, you know how different like sections of your life seem like different chapters?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a long ago chapter. Somebody mispronounced my name in the strip club when we were impersonating Spanish accents.
What? I didn't time out. What do you mean y'all were impersonating?
And somebody misheard me, thought I said samurai.
What were you saying?
It was really loud. I don't particularly remember.
What name sounds like samurai is not samurai?
Okay. You're right.
Come on,
Okay. That's good that you asked that. Okay, let's dive deeper. My real name.
Okay.
It's actually my real name.
Okay.
So my real name is Sarah Marie.
Okay.
And so, Sarah Marie, you know, my...
I can never not hear it now.
And somebody thought I was saying like something else, but I was like samurai, and that stuck with me, right? But the funny thing about that though is there's a spiritual relevance there, right? And if anybody knows me, they know that I'm an extremely spiritual person. Everything I observe, I find some spiritual meaning for, right?
Absolutely.
But the essence of a samurai is a lone warrior for the kingdom of righteousness. The culture of the samurai, how the samurai came about versus the ninjas, right? And the difference between samurais and ninjas, and that historical era in Japanese culture. The samurais were the individuals that broke off and said, you know what? Right is right and wrong is wrong, and the king told us what we were supposed to do. And the king told us not to go against his word, even if the king goes against his own word. And that was the essence of why the samurais took the stand that they did, right? And so they're lone warriors for the kingdom of righteousness, and it's so ironic because I am that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I hate talking about myself. You know this about me. Because I hate sounding like I hate talking about myself. But that's the fact, you know.
That's
I'm
hard,
a
though.
lone warrior for the kingdom of righteousness, and my God-given name is Sarah Marie.
That's
so,
beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. So
That's hard.
yes. Somebody, Mark Thomas. Shout out to Mark Thomas. He asked that question on Facebook. So that's what's up.
I love that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some controversy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to mix it up,
Let's get
okay?
into it.
Okay.
As y'all know, ain't no hold hands on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask my questions. Feel how y'all feel in the comment section. But I want to talk about the controversy, right? So,
Okay, let's go.
let's talk about with your last label, if that considered like a label situation. What happened with your album that got shelved?
And you were talking about the Life Lessons album.
Yes.
I'm so bad because I just want to name drop. I'm a name dropper. I'm like, hey, listen.
On the
you
vibe,
shouldn't-
how to keep it a bean.
You shouldn't have done
We're
me
airing it
wrong.
out.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, come
If
on.
you didn't want me to tell the truth, you shouldn't have done me dirty.
Exactly. And listen, this is a safe space. All right. So, I mean,
I'm
talk
not
about it.
lying,
Okay.
you know. But yeah, you know, so me and the producer that we was working with, it was supposed to be a 50-50 deal straight up,
Okay.
right? Straight the fuck up.
Mhm.
Oops, sorry. I'm already cussing. Damn.
Bleep that out.
Right. So there was all types of drama all throughout. You know,
Give me
all
an example.
types
Give
of
me an
dramas all
example.
throughout.
Give
Well,
me an example of the drama throughout.
and if he was to say, and if there's anything about the kids, I totally don't count that because my kid was sick, their kid was sick. That doesn't count. That's
Right.
not what I'm talking
That
about.
counts, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When the kids are sick, we can
Exactly.
cancel the session and
Yeah.
reschedule. That's not what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about like overstepping my professional point of view, right? So there was different times when I was like, hey, that is not you're putting auto-tune on my voice and I don't need auto-tune and you're making me sound worse. Jay and I talk about this a lot with our particular style of singing being like jazz singers and specifically neo-soul jazz singers. And it's not to hate on no mixing engineer, but people are good at what they do. And you know, if they're used to only doing certain artists that rap and vocalize a certain way, they might not know how to mix a neo soul jazz vocalist.
You'll get a concrete layer to hang curtains, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Right,
right.
exactly. And so, yeah, I was hearing things they weren't. There was one example where he wanted to prove me wrong so much to where he brought in several other professionals on the album, several other working musicians from the studio
Okay.
to try to prove me wrong, basically, and say, I want y'all to hear this, and Samurai thinks this, but I think that.
How did you feel
What
in
do
that
y'all
moment
think?
of him bringing in people to undermine your creative, you know, like your creative process?
You know, it's a shit feeling, you know what I'm saying? Because you're stepping on my toes, you're undermining my intelligence, and you're undermining my creative, you know, observation as well. You know what I'm saying? But I on that day, I just sat back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had confidence because I knew what I was talking about.
I mean, not to mention you also have your actual certificates and things of that nature, right?
Yes, sir. I did. I went to school for audio engineering, and I did graduate. I have my license in that. So that's yeah. That's
So
the thing.
so it was a double backhand smack in that.
Yes, and I'm like, is it because I'm a woman? Maybe, maybe not. Is it because I'm younger? Maybe, maybe not. Is it just because I'm not? It's not your opinion. You know what I'm saying? It could have not have been those things. It could have just been that it wasn't his opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, the people that he invited in just so happened to agree with me,
Wow.
Ooh.
and that was a slap in the
That
face
hurts.
to him.
Swish.
And he did that another time with my other mentor, which is my other peanut.
Oh yeah.
My other peanut,
I met bro.
Ronald Frost,
Sure.
and you know where Peanut Ronald Frost said, hey, you know, this is what it is, Samurai, da 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 da. You need to, you know, it behoove you to listen to what she's saying.
Right.
You know, she's a little autistic, but she knows what she's talking about. You know,
Autistic but artistic, okay? You know what I
Okay.
They
mean?
go hand in hand.
Another example of some bullshit is it was released before my consent.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's
That
crazy.
yep, it was
You
actually
leaked your
released.
own album?
That's crazy.
It was the masters were released and already submitted before I got approval. Before I approved of the shit. So then he was butthurt that I said you got to take it down off distribution. Period. I need to approve that shit before you put it into distribution.
Right.
He had to take all of it down.
Yeah.
I had edits. That's the thing is I
Wow,
had
it
edits.
wasn't
I was
done.
like, I don't even like this. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the whole thing, and he had to redo it. But I'm like, that's on you. You should have, you know. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know if I answered your question or
Yes, you
not.
did. But like the overarching question was, what happened with the album that got shelved, and then
Oh yes.
how are
yes.
you gonna combat that?
It got yanked at the end of the day, and rumor has it, whatever. I heard through the grapevine that he lied about whatever, but the real is that he tried to get me to sign rights away to my name, Samurai West, and he had it on fine print, and he didn't change the editing. And I asked, I said, I don't mind signing this, but can you specify what you want rights to my name over? Can you specify that it's for this album?
Yeah, is it merch? Is it tours? Is it publications? Is it?
Yeah, and if it was specified to the album Life Lessons, I'm like, all right, but you end up
to negotiate it if there were fine print to have the details in order.
Exactly, but he left it really open-ended, and so at the end of the day, long story short, he yanked the entire album after it was already out and popping, and then actually I released a song that Justina wrote that summer, Always Be Mine, and Justina wrote that one, my part in that one, because it's featuring Signature Vibes features Samurai West, and he reached out to me after that song was released, and
and Signature Vibes, the guy that lives in...
we released...
Yes.
Ghana,
yep, for sure.
We
I love that record.
We didn't release Always Be Mine. We released Feeling Good, Feeling Better.
Oh, he reached out during that.
I misspoke.
Inform the viewers, please.
There's
lots of songs.
There's many songs. Go check out Justina Clear and Samurai West anywhere you listen to music. We have so many songs we get confused.
Exactly.
It was Feeling Good, Smoking Better.
Gotcha.
You and Me released that summer, and he was like, we should rethink that album. You remember that?
I cannot. Wow,
So yeah,
that's trifling as fuck.
he can kiss my ass.
Okay,
Honestly.
but thanks to Taylor Swift and other artists have band together to come up with this different
Ashanti,
Ashanti as
Megan Thee
well.
Stallion.
Yes.
Yes.
So with this new empowerment, can you kind of explain the new rule, or do you want me kind of?
Go ahead. What do you mean new rule? Yeah.
So basically, after a set time frame, you're allowed to redo your songs over, and then you can re-release some like older music. So you're going to do that as well, or you already have that project together and finished and printed and ready to go?
It's not printed and ready to go, but it is a good percentage done, and it's something that. Before the camera started rolling, I was like, nobody knows about this yet. You're asking these deep cut questions.
You know what I mean? Do my job.
Life lessons, yes. And that's why we have him on the show.
That's right.
He's an asset.
For sure.
But yes, it is in the works.
Okay.
Life Lessons is being remade. Shout out to Gringo Math. And that's my producer on the album, and we're gonna have a great time.
It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be so much better than it was. That was an act of protection.
It was.
Absolutely.
It was.
So, in my past, when I did music back in the 1900s, right? When I was making music, like originally, right? So I mean, like I've relayed verses before, but something about the energy when I first made it, it had some type of, I don't know, some type of feeling or something like that towards it.
Right.
What's it like to go back in there and redo records? Are you still like, do you fall in love with the song? Does it feel like it's old because you already done it before? What's it like to reproduce a whole entire album again?
I think that's a really great question, and that's a question that actually gets me in a very sensitive place as an artist. And it reminds me of Erykah Badu when she says, I'm sensitive about my shit, because I could just, it's a bittersweet feeling. And it's a feeling like, for example, when you have to step away from a relationship and you wanted it to work so bad, and you wanted that relationship to work, and you wanted that, you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what? You are literally dropping the ball, and I have to walk away, and I have to. And that's how it feels, because in all reality, it's a different project. In all reality, the project that we made is lost. Let's be honest. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's be honest. The project that we made is lost. Because when we go and remake that song, we're coming in with new melodies, new harmonies, new home keys. Do you understand what I'm saying? First when we started on an A, now we're starting on a C minor. You know what I'm saying? There's different things, and it makes the song different. So it's a whole different project. So it's bittersweet. Yes, I get to keep my writings. Yes, so I get to keep my story. Right, I get to keep my stories, but actually not really. Because the frequency and the sound and that vibe and that feeling that was in that song when I wrote it is not the same. So yeah, it's the same words, but it's not sung the same. It's not the same.
Right.
So it's a hard feeling. It is. It sucks. But it's a blessing because that's like a phoenix. And then the yin yang, so it is what it is.
And I was about to say that, like you symbolically saying a phoenix, because again, I mean, you know, with it fizzling out, but with the rebirth of it, you can find something new and inspirational within it, because then that's part of the story as well. So I mean, I would behoove you to just, you know, throw a couple little extra tracks on there as a, you know,
yes,
you know, kind of detailing. Sure.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's a part of the story, and that's what I love about your music, because it's always a part of you. For sure.
Absolutely. Yes,
I appreciate that. That's definitely.
That's, you know, sorry, hogging the ball.
No, no, you're okay.
You're doing a phenomenal job. I'm watching and learning, baby. Come on.
Yes. He's the podcast theologian.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Okay.
He's our ringleader.
I'm the Dayton Podfather, if y'all don't know that.
The Podfather. That's
Nice.
good.
That was
You
good.
might want to
Brand
do
that,
something
yeah.
with that. But I do want to acknowledge the space that we're in.
Oh my God, beautiful.
Yes.
So we are doing this interview with Vibe Hive in Samurai Sound Studios.
Yes.
I want to ask you a little bit about how the inception of Samurai Sound Studios really came to be.
Okay, that's a good question. And you know what? Big ups to my homie for life, Jeremy Mix. That's my homie for life in the physical realm and in after death. You know, so Jeremy was the owner of Encore Recording Studios, who graciously invited me and Lavender, my daughter, there, and they wanted me to work. They heard me there, 8 years ago, they heard me as a recording artist in the studio as a fucking feature, and got to learn about me and wanted me to work there. Slowly worked my way up to becoming the manager of the recording studio and the secretary of the Encore Instrument Repair Shop. This was Jeremy and I's idea. This is Jeremy and I's vision. This is Jeremy and I's plan. None of this would have ever happened without my dear friend Jeremy Mix. And he unfortunately passed away. And I'll always honor and respect my friends, and that's my friend. And so that's what you're looking at. This is one of the walls of the space that is Jeremy and I's space. So yeah, you know, we're honoring him, but this is also a co-op dream. Okay?
Yes,
This is a collaborative dream. And we're turning it into, and we're alchemizing it. Am I saying the word right?
Yes, you are.
Alchemizing it into something progressive, something beneficial for the now, something beneficial for today, tomorrow, you know, with yesterday's vision. So
I like that.
yeah.
So I also want to add to that, because again, like one thing you did also that I saw this already was like revolutionary was the Boogie Nights. So can you tell us about Boogie Nights, and what was it like to throw your first event here?
Boogie Nights was so fun. Boogie Nights was so fun. Me and my business partner Justina Clear for Samurai Sound, which we're thinking about rebranding all of that. We're pondering on the names and everything. But my business partner and I, Justina Clear, put that event together. And initially it was supposed to be months ago. It was supposed to be our grand reopening for the Encore live room that Jeremy and I were doing, right? It was Jeremy's initial idea. Jeremy was doing the Encore live room before I ever got involved with Encore, you know? So let that be clear. That was all Jeremy's initial idea to do the live room. When I came on, I started filming the live room stuff. When we moved over here, the plan transpired. So it was supposed to be our grand reopening. I love funk music. We love funk music.
Yes.
And
Dayton loves funk music, okay?
Dayton loves
the home
funk
of
music.
Yeah, for sure.
Land of funk, yes.
For sure.
And Justina and I actually have a project coming out
Yes,
that it was like preluding in honor of our project, but our project is actually in honor of the land of funk. It's neo funk.
Yes.
And Justina, you want to tell them a little bit about our project, and then maybe Boogie Nights and how you thought, because you put it together with me.
Yes, so our project, we are a vocal group, essentially, and the name is Soulective, Soulective. because the ultimately what I feel like in my spirit, what Dayton is missing as far as the artistry goes is community. We do not do a very good job at embracing new faces and new sounds. We have become a too close-knit community of sorts. It's become kind of gatekeeping into an extent. And so with the name Selective, I really wanted to highlight the fact that when you're in creative community, you are a collective. Absolutely. And you start to move as one sound. And that's my whole goal. That's our goal. And that's why we decided on doing funk music, because that's not my wheelhouse, you know, creatively. I'm learning how to do funk music. But we wanted to make sure that we did that because that's the Dayton sound, and we want to bring that energy to Dayton. Like, we can do this together. There's room for all of us to eat. And that's ultimately what the Selective vibe is all about.
Yeah.
I want to add on this, on what you just said about the Dayton collective, people that are outcasted, right?
Yes.
Coming together. Fun fact is that is the story of the origin of funk music.
Exactly.
That is the origin of funk music. All these different genres that have been oppressed in the Black community as far as music history goes. And these individuals brought these different genres all together because funk is blues, baby. It's jazz, it's rock and roll, it's pop, it's fucking metal. Funk is all of it, you know what I'm saying? And that is the origin of funk music. I'm a big funk fan myself. Grew up on funk music and didn't even know. Didn't even know that it was down the street. The origin was down the street. But when you had said that, about that's part of our selective and what we feel as outcasts, as people that are not easily accepted by what the society is saying and the community, you know what I'm saying? And we're putting together this in honor of funk and what that is. You know, so we love that. That's groovy to us.
For sure. Also at that event, I saw a bunch of different artists I haven't heard before, and I just loved them. The one brother, I cannot think of his name. The one.
Miko?
Yeah.
D'Amico.
Miko.
Fire.
He's lovely.
He's amazing.
For sure.
Yes, definitely he's an artist to be on the lookout. He's an artist on the Samurai Sound label. And he has his own niche and his own lane.
Yes, he does.
Oh, yeah.
There's nobody else creating music like him.
I agree.
And we're all behind it.
100%.
Yeah.
For sure.
Something else I want to touch on. You just dropped a new single, bitch.
Uh-oh.
I did.
Yes, you did. We got to talk about that.
Talk about
it was about a week ago.
Yes, Bad Side. How did you come up? Okay, so I know it's controversial content. It's not something people talk about a lot in music. How did you come up with that idea?
There was several axes in the fire to the song Bad Side. Several. Initially, I got that beat. Actually, it's a Rick and Thaddeus beat that I got in high school.
Wow.
And it's interesting to think because the beat is fire.
It is, yes.
And it was ahead of its time.
Oh, 100%.
To think that I got that beat in like 2000.
That's wild.
We're not gonna say the year actually. Now that I say we're not gonna throw me out there like that.
It wasn't the 1900s, by the way.
Right. We're not gonna say my high school years, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So initially, the song was initially wrote over a friend that broke my heart and did me wrong, and it was one of my best girlfriends. I loved her very dearly, and I still love her very dearly. But one of those things, right?
Yeah.
And I wrote the song initially about how she broke up our best friendship, and it broke my heart, right? The song was not marketable because it was only about like me and her personal things, like you know, like it was like had us and the names of our dogs and like us going swimming and what we would do in the summer and shit.
Funny.
Meaning like I miss my best friend.
That's cute.
But I thought it was good, whatever, you know. But then I had rewrote the song with a different topic over a song over a hook and a verse that I wrote called Bad Side. And Jay and I were going through all these old beats, and I was like, what if I put Bad Side, this like poem type, it was just a hook and a verse. What if I put that over this beat? And we worked with it, and we were like, you know what, let's work with this. It was over a semi-true situation. However, this is how I did it. a Neo in my mindset. And what I mean by that is I was in my songwriter bag because I was intentionally trying to write a song about a topic that was controversial, that was a seductive topic. I was intentionally trying to write a song of this nature. Yes, I did play along into the sex sells. And so yes, we wrote a song that has some sexually explicit themes. Yes, we did that.
My grandmother said, you better use what you got.
We're okay with it. It's whatever.
Use what you got.
We're fine. You know,
we're fine.
We're fine. We're fine. But you know, I mentioned Neo. Neo wrote the Rihanna song, "Unfaithful."
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, he did.
And "Umbrella," I think as well.
You're right.
But there was, you know, Neo, right, as a male. When I think about this, as a male, to write a song for a female that had to do with a female point of view in a relationship with a man, right? Neo, maybe he has been in a relationship with a man, maybe he hasn't, but thinking that generally if a man has not been in a relationship with, you know, it's not the scenario that he would have been in is what I'm trying to say. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's not in that scenario, so he's writing a song for a woman in a relationship. That stuck out to me as a songwriter. And so that's why I wanted to write the song that way. Like, let me put myself in these shoes and write a story with a little bit of a poem that I wrote about the bad side. The true story of it was the hook was, you got me driving to the bad side of town, but you treat me so good, it keeps me coming around. You know, that was a true story, something that happened. And then we wrote a fictional story around it. So yeah,
I like that.
That was bad side. And so then just and every time that I go, Justina laughs at me. Every time I go and try to sing the song, I sing my original. Right? Like in my head, I sing the original. And the fun fact about Justina, I've already mentioned that she songwrites for me. She's wrote a few of my pure verses that I didn't even touch. I just sang. But everything else that I do write myself, I do refine it with Justina and get her songwriting approval. If she's like, nope, I don't need a songwriting credit because it's fine, then that's how it is. But if Jay's like, you know what, I don't like that, let's change it.
Like that.
then we go into changing it, you know. So Justina refined that song, and we made it like a modern pop hit. So
I gotta ask what people will be asking. So, like, explain y'all dynamic of how you guys became so close, friends, cousins, family. So what's going on with the situation between y'all two?
it was honestly the universe and meant to be.
Kismet.
I don't know what other way to say it other than our stars aligned, and we are soulmates, no homo, but this is my soulmate. and we talk about it all the time as far as like, and I know this might sound crazy, but we are spirit beings and we come here to bring peace and healing to the world. And you know, to meet at this time at the same location of the earth and with the same passions and you know, it's like, hey, we can't let these opportunities slip away. First we're best friends, now, but actually, and I ran across the photo the other day when we weren't best friends yet. We were like not even friends. And I came up to Justina at the therapy cafe with a blow-up saxophone.
What? What?
Where is this?
What?
Where is this photo?
Wait.
Don't you
I have
remember?
many questions.
I came
Why did you
up
have a
to
blow-up
you.
saxophone? Where did you get one from? What?
Don't you remember?
No.
I came up to you with a blow-up saxophone and was like, can I take a picture of my fan? And I was like,
Can we please edit the photo in
I
somewhere?
put it in the photo and I was like,
Oh my God. Okay, because I have a horrible memory, but that's so
sitting next
iconic.
to Justina Clear.
Wait.
I was so excited to meet her.
That's
What
iconic.
sound did you do?
But yes, it was a blow-up saxophone. It was yellow,
Awesome.
and
wish
I
remembered
played it.
that.
Randomly walking around with a blow-up saxophone. You don't get no more random than that.
At the Therapy Cafe on 3rd.
Yes,
in
for
Dayton.
sure.
You know, and that was such a beautiful thing because that was my first show.
Wow.
Was it?
Yes, it was. That was my first show that I did publicly.
And I never would have been able to tell that because I was my first time seeing her, right? And I noticed that she had all these people in the crowd that knew her words and that were singing her songs. And I was like, who is this bitch? Like, everybody knows her songs. She has a posse of bitches.
It's all
just
women. All my
all
fans. I
women.
have no male fans.
Just a
Not
bunch of
single
women.
I think I did quote a posse.
A posse of bitches. Just to be clear, she has a posse of bitches. They knew all her words.
That's some pimp shit.
She was laced out and dripping and everything. And
Posse of this is wild.
That is so funny.
All right.
Well, I feel like we work
Yes.
extremely well in the studio together. Like we are so complimentary. Like when I'm hitting a wall, she pops right in. When she hits the wall, I pop right in. Like there's such a flow to it that I have not experienced with anybody.
Wow.
Real shit.
So speaking of which, you had a song that you had where you had great chemistry on the song with, and then that verse is now missing, and now you have a feature on it. Can we talk about the C Money feature?
oh yes, the next song coming out will be "Calling You" featuring C Money Baby.
Shout out to C Money Baby. That's
Shout
your
out
bro.
to C Money Baby.
That's
Don't
a
forget
bro.
the baby. And
That's
actually,
right.
today is C Money's
His
birthday.
Happy birthday, C
So
Money.
happy birthday, C
Big
Money
ups.
Baby.
That's
For
fire.
sure, for sure.
Yeah. So actually, he came through in the clutch. He really did.
Explain what you mean by come through in the clutch, because I don't know what you're talking about, but the viewers need to know.
And I asked him on a whim. And I asked, and I was telling Jay, I'm like, Jay, X, Y, and Z, you know what? And this is how I'm feeling about this. And I feel it in my heart. And I think I need to replace this person on the track because they're really doing me dirty. They're really doing me wrong, you know? And I felt compelled to reach out to C Money. And an extra shout out to him because he's very professional. He's extremely professional. Never once I get hit on a lot. Let's just be honest. He's never once sexualized me. He's never once hit on me. He's never once spoke to me unprofessional or disrespectful. And also, he gets back to you in a timely manner. He got me that track in like one day.
Absolutely.
He got me the track in one day. And you know what? I don't want to speak too much on the person that was supposed to be on the track because the fact of it is that they were a friend that I love dearly, and I still love them dearly because when I say I love somebody, I love them.
Right.
You know? That's my friend. That was my homie.
Sure.
But that person's really fucking up with me, and I love them enough to just keep it at that.
For sure. I was going to speak more to C Money's character. C Money Baby, you know what I'm saying? So I was co-hosting the BBL podcast with a bunch of beautiful ladies, and he was that same exact person in that environment. He showed up early. He was on time. He was very professional. I think he even dropped a freestyle while we was there live. I mean, he was completely professional. That's why when I heard that you was doing a feature with him, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And I heard the feature. He knocked out of the park. I already DM'd you and you know what I'm saying, and gave him all the praise in the world. And yeah, I really think he's very, very phenomenal.
Yes.
He's lovely.
He is. He is. And we've done a couple music videos together. Not nothing like of our songs, and I've worked with him on that level. He's wonderful. Very excited for Calling You to come out. So definitely tap in.
For sure.
Speaking of music videos, can we expect any visuals anytime soon?
Yes. There's so much that my neurodivergent brain wants to give you guys.
Tell you everything.
I want to give you it all.
You control the footage. You go and edit it out. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
Right.
We'll spill it.
So yeah, Bad Side, we have an official video coming out with Bad Side. It's gonna be super dope. I don't even, I wanna just give all this juice, but I can't tell you guys, because you gotta tap in. It's gonna be so dope. We are waiting, because right now, we're in Ohio right now. We're in Dayton, Ohio, January 2025, and we've had 3 snowstorms in 1 week.
3 of them.
Literally.
3 of them things.
And I'm just gonna say this: the lowriders ain't coming out in the salt, baby.
They not.
Okay, we're waiting till the snow clears to shoot this video. We got some really nice stuff going on the video. Can't bring the equipment out in the salt, so it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Okay. And my last question is the clothes back giveaway thing you have going on. Would you like to tell them about the?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So the next event that we're hosting here at the Samurai Sound Studios is actually going to be featuring the first blip of my daughter's nonprofit. That's Justina's niece. Lavender, we created a nonprofit for Lavender. It's called Lavender's Love Nonprofit Organization. And that's something that me and Lavender did all the time. Was I just have her in the back with me all the time as we would go and do things for the community, feed the homeless. You know, we helped out the tornado victims, all types of stuff. So we're giving back. We're doing a Land of Misfit Items trade and donate event where you bring in your unwanted clothes items, toys of all ages, men's clothes, women's clothes, children's clothes, babies' clothes, toys, goods, whatever. Donate it. Come get some free items. Don't be a mooch. Don't be selfish. Take what you need. Leave what you don't. And we're donating what's left to the homeless shelter as far as like toys and clothing and whatnot. So we got some goods, some snacks, some hors d'oeuvres. I'm gonna have some stuff in our crock pot, and we'll be out here doing some painting and hanging out with the kids, or you know, whatever. And we're having an event to help the community. So come and get some free stuff. Get rid of your stuff that you don't want, that's laying around the house, that maybe somebody else could really put use to. Something that we're all too familiar with is death. Personally, I'm all too familiar with death, but you know, you'll never find a U-Haul behind a hearse, baby. Okay? It's just stuff. It's just stuff. Are you using it or not? Somebody else could use it, you know? So that's the mindset behind it.
Sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Lavender, I know becoming a mother for me has drastically changed how I approach my art. Can you say the same? And if so, how has it impacted your artistry?
Amazing question.
Yes. And you know, I was excited to answer this question. Actually, my friend Monica Vale, shout out to Monica Vale, she asked this question on Facebook, and I was excited to answer it for the interview. It's hard. You guys are seeing my initial reaction because that's hard for me. That's a traumatic thing. You know, it's influenced me greatly to continue pursuing my dreams. How am I going to give my child the best life? How am I going to provide for her the way that she needs to be provided? These are the things in my head when she was alive, you know. That we can get the wheelchairs that she needs, we can get the ramps, we can get the house with all the accessibilities that she needs for her chairs, we can you know, not have a problem flying her here or driving her here to vacation. We won't have an issue with these things. We'll be able to hire a nurse, a permanent nurse, to basically be with us all the time. We'll be able to afford paying this nurse what she's worth to be our permanent nurse all the time. You see what I'm saying? If I can succeed in this ticket, right? Because music is my ticket. And on the transverse side of how things happen in the universe, we're here now, right? And she's no longer in the physical, so I no longer have a surviving child to think about in that regard, as far as physically providing for and establishing the best future for. And it's still a lot of the same, you know. It's still a lot of the same. Everything that I do is for Lavender. Everything I do is for Lavender, because here's the thing: we never let our situation prevent us from accomplishing these goals. Lavender and I never let the developmental disabilities nor the lack of resources and help stop us from accomplishing the goals and the dreams, because that would have been placing that blame on my child, and that I was not about to do. The blame is never on my child. It means that I work harder as a parent, and that's what we did, and we succeeded in that. And just because she's not physically alive anymore, that does not mean anything changes, because that is honoring my daughter, and we're still doing our plan. And then I would love another baby. I would love that in my future, a family that truly loves us, and Lavender. And so, you know, this is still laying the footwork for me trying that again. Yeah. So, you know, I want to still provide for, and not only my kids, right? My future children. I have my niece, Goddess, she is a phenomenal little creative. Goddess will watch this one time, and I think about her every day and what I can do for her, right? One of my nieces, Honor, over in England, she's a phenomenal creative as well. My nephew, Arlo, you know, my nieces and nephews, Ava and Carter, you know, my other nieces and nephews, I want to help them, you know, so, you know, I want to be accessible for all my nieces and nephews and my future children to help them. They have an auntie who is willing to help them succeed in being creative. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at music. I can help you be creative in music, kids, you know, so I'm like, I love you. Auntie loves you. If you want to do music, modeling, production, hit up your auntie. I will help you do it. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's one more funny story. I'm sorry. I just thought about the England story. Can you tell the story about the England story with the dog?
Oh, with the dog. Yeah, tell that story. That'll be our closing note.
Oh my God. So first trip to England.
Okay.
First trip to England, I had two unfortunate things happen. First was when I pulled up in England, off the plane, and then onto the train.
Okay.
I basically got like verbally attacked by an English woman who wanted to make fun of me being American. And she was like, "What is this? Right Pat Credit Union, what is this? Is this your debit card? You don't know how to tap to pay?" And I didn't even know how to tap to pay. I didn't know how to tap to pay. You had to tap to pay to get through the train. And I was like, I don't know. What's this? And she threw away my Right Pat Credit Union debit card. She threw it away.
Wait. In front of you.
She threw it away. And then she was threatening to ban me from using the trains and the subways in London. And it was a man from.
I would have lost my train of thought. With that ass, you've been on the damn train.
It's insane. Now, London is a beautiful place. London is so beautiful. The diversity and one of the world's oldest cities. It's still a newer city in the category of old cities, but it is a very old city. You know what I'm saying? Everybody from every place in the world is in London, England, right? So there was all types of workers down there. And one of the workers in the train station was a man from the Middle East, and bless his heart, because he took me up under his wing that day. And he just was like, "You, come with me. I'll take care of you." He's like, "Don't listen to her. She's being a bitch. I'll take care of you." And I felt so relaxed because the guy was like, "Don't worry, we'll get your card. Well, this is how you pay. Here's your ticket." You know, that was the first incident in London. I lost my card. A lady almost got in a fight.
You ain't losing.
Got in a fight. I had to steal my debit card back from her. I was like, hey, give me my card back. Like, I was desperate. I was alone. I was alone in a different country trying to find my family. Hadn't gotten my family yet.
I see a movie coming out of there, by the way.
Give it back, you know?
Okay.
First time pulling up in London, right?
Okay, for sure.
So, to answer your question, the first time pulling up in what I would call a shire.
Okay.
You know, wasn't technically a shire, but it was the countryside
For sure.
of England. And it was absolutely gorgeous. This countryside was, I mean, I'm from Ohio, so we have countryside, but the countryside out in England was just gorgeous, right? We pull up. We get to the destination. It's my sister's friend's house, right? And we get out with the kids and with my niece and nephew. I step out the car. She's in a low rider too, but, you know, my knees are hurting. I step out the car. All right, you know. And we're breathing in the fresh air. And my niece, Honor, goes to get the gate. And there's a big Dalmatian that comes out and I'm a dog person myself, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid,
I see
baby.
that bitch, I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
I'm a dog person, but I've had Rottweilers, I've been around chows, we got pit bulls. I'm not
They're
stupid.
not growling at you, they're just smiling at you.
I wasn't extra friendly with it.
Y'all got it.
This dog came up and bit me. Just right up and just bit me. Just I didn't even do nothing. I didn't even leave the vicinity of the car.
Wow.
And here's the crazy thing. The owner of the dog came and was like, that's it. And she just went and took her dog and put it down.
Whoa. So that means it wasn't the first time.
That part. And
So
it
that's
wasn't.
it? Yeah.
And ironically, the girl's name was Sarah.
Oh, weird.
And I was like, no. And I was like, you don't have to kill the dog. It smells me. I'm from a different part. It's, it smells the odd smells, it's okay. It's okay. I'm on his property. Don't kill him.
Wow.
I'm the intruder. But no, she killed her dog that day. Bless her heart.
So
I felt really bad. I really did. I felt terrible.
So it's no longer 101 Dalmatians, it's only 100.
Bro, you play too damn much.
I haven't laughed a bit at that.
So that wasn't funny.
Yeah. Poor
yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Poor Sarah. Poor both of us.
Yeah, poor Sarah.
God.
So,
Well, on that note.
Yes, on that note.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, y'all. This is Vibe Hive. So
Yes, we are your hosts.
we are your hosts
You
of
will
Vibe
be
Hive.
seeing more of us. I'm sorry.
Shout out to P Dashes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you can follow me at Dash Resource on everything. You just Google me and I'll pop right up.
Yes, and I'm Samurai West. SAMURI. No second A. Yes.
And I'm Justina Clear.
Period.
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 Clear.
We'll take a shot to that.
For sure.
All right.
To Vibe Hive.
To Vibe Hive.
Boy, you got me driving on the bad side of town. Yeah. But you treat me so good. Yeah, it keeps me coming round. Keeps me coming round. We ain't romantics, turn the TV on for some background sound. Yeah. And me a few stacks and I'll let you lay me